Hi, we're here today to talk about revenue, taxes, and investment in our state. And I'm really excited to be joined by my friend and colleague, Representative April Berg, who looks at these issues and debates policy on these issues in her committee in finance. Representative Berg, can you share with us how these decisions are made and how you take a look at this type of policy as it comes in front of you?
Absolutely. Thanks, Rep. Slatter. It's great to see you and great to be talking about revenue. So on the Finance Committee that I chair, we always say revenue needs a reason. And we've got some great reasons to raise revenue in our state, but raise it in the right way. So one of the things that we fund are things like the Washington College Grant, which as Chair of Higher Ed, I know you understand that program intimately, but also things like the Working Family Tax Credit that gets more money into working families' hands each and every month. Another great thing that we've done with some of the revenue is be able to introduce bills around a homestead exemption, which would actually reduce the property taxes for so many Washingtonians. But like I said, revenue, taxes pay for great things across our state.
So when people are struggling with some of their property taxes or they're interested in how all of these revenue pieces are invested in our state, you take that balance into consideration?
Absolutely. When we talk about tax policy, we talk about fairness and capacity. And so we need to make sure our tax policies are fair, and we need to make sure that folks have the capacity to pay those taxes. We never want to do revenue without having a reason. And like I said, we've got great reasons to invest in Washingtonians each and every day.
So if people would like to weigh in on some of this tax policy, what's the best way for them to do that?
Wow, there's some great ways to weigh in. Well, one is taking a look at some of the bills that we have coming up in committee and either giving us your written testimony or coming and testifying in person. Another great way is to actually look and see what we're doing in terms of our joint legislative audit committee. And that's where we look at tax preferences to make sure they work. And a lot of our tax preferences are reviewed every 5 years and sometimes every 10 years. But it's a great way for the public to see what we're doing, see where the money's going, and making sure it works.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that explanation.
Well, thank you for having me.